welcome to Culture Caleidoscope. In this short video, we'll be telling you about our first call for contributions. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Lorna.
And we are the co-editors of Culture Caleidoscope. Culture Caleidoscope is an open access, inclusive platform for sharing research and reflections on socially engaged practice in the arts, cultural, and heritage sectors around the world. We work across sectors, borders, professions, and disciplines. And we work on continuing the conversation across all of these sectors and fields. And we were really interested in bridging theory and practice, so hearing what people have to say from a more research background, but also from on the ground perspective, and learning together.
So we just launched our first call for contributions, and our first theme is socially engaged practice. And socially engaged practice is the topic of the whole publication platform. So we wanted to take the opportunity in this first issue to really map out what socially engaged practice means to different people. What does this work look like across the globe in different sectors? What are the different perspectives and understandings of this kind of work? And socially engaged practice is something that Danielle and I both find particularly important. That's kind of our background in the museum field. But this is also something that's really continuing to develop against a backdrop of ongoing debates in academia, also policy changes, and also growing calls from society regarding the social role and social value of the arts, culture, and heritage. So as these practices are continuing to evolve in response to different conversations around decolonization, for example, or things like sustainable development goals, we really want to show the ways that people are rethinking and reframing and redeveloping their work.
So what does socially engaged practice mean for us? We spent a lot of time thinking about this term. We knew that we wanted to do something that was relating to how people are involved in the work in the arts, cultural, and heritage sectors. So how people work with and for people. So we played around with terms like human-centered work and communities and participation, but we kind of landed on this socially engaged practice term as an umbrella for all of those different things. So to us, that means all of the activities, actions, ways of working, skills, strategies, things like that relate to or involve individuals, communities, and society more broadly.
So what does this mean we're looking for? Well, we've told you a bit about what socially engaged practice has started to mean for us, but we're also interested in hearing what it means for you. So how does your professional research community context affect how you interact with people in arts, culture, and heritage? What do we really mean by this work? Who is doing this work? Who's involved? What does it look like? What works? What doesn't? How do we know? So in this first issue, we're just looking to facilitate conversations that are already happening in multiple different sectors, countries. Want to bring this all together. Mm-hmm. So some of the example questions that we've set out, we were thinking about how socially engaged practice embedded into longer term visions or values of organizations or practices. In what ways and for what purpose is the impact of socially engaged practice measured? What kinds of innovative, creative research methods are you using to make more sense of and measure the impact of this kind of work? And who's involved in this, and what does it mean to be involved in and constantly developing a practice?
We accept different types of contributions, so not just long research articles with lots of citations, but thought pieces, video essays, visual contributions like photo essays, podcasts, things like that. We're open to hearing your ideas. We really want you to be able to contribute in the way that you feel best fits your idea, and the way that you feel most comfortable. We are also really interested in seeing collaborative contributions. So we think it'd be really cool if you're working with a community to write something with a community member, or if you're in academia, maybe you can write something with a practitioner who's working in a museum or something like that. And we want to hear from people that are involved in this work in different ways too. So working at a university, a museum, part of an art collective, a volunteer, things like that.
If you have any need to chat through your idea, if you're looking for a partner to collaborate with, then you can attend one of our drop-in events. We have one coming up on the 24th of March, and you can find more information about that on our website. So to be included in the first mini issue that we'll be publishing in September, we ask that you send us your proposal by the 12th of April. But do also know that if you miss that deadline, we will always keep our call for contributions open so that you can always add to the conversation at a later point.